Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, December 23rd, 2013. How the hell are ya? It's the holiday season. Dooby-dooby-doo. It's goodly boppy ba da ba doo boop. Go fuck yourself at the mall. 2 days before Christmas. Have you finished your shopping yet? You know what? I haven't. I've been traveling so much. I actually drove to a mall the other day, and I looked inside. I literally pulled up to this fucking thing, and there was so many. I can't even say cunts, just so many fucking people who were in the same situation I am that they just had to go out and go buy shit. That they actually had people directing traffic. You know, like there was some sort of flood. They had those same sort of jackets on, like I can see you from Mars kind of official, please don't run me over. I know where the supplies are, jackets, to direct people in to the fucking baby gap. And I was trying to make the light, and I couldn't make, if I went to go make the light, then I would have blocked the road because I wasn't getting in. So I just had to wait. And I was sitting there, it was the first car. And I just looked at the guys in the coat. I looked at people not moving in line. And I just said, I'm not fucking going in there. And I drove away. And I felt good. I felt good like the way when you used to, when you'd skip school. You'd be on the way to school. You didn't want to go. I don't want to fucking do that. I fucking hate this. I hate it. I don't want to do it. All right? I don't need to be taught beyond 6th grade. All right? And I knew it when I was a kid. I knew it. Right around 6th, 7th grade, I'm like, yeah, I got it. This is all I'm going to need in life. I'm not going to design a bridge. I'm not going to make a rocket ship. I'm not going to manage finance. I'm not going to use my brain. I'm just going to be walking around, reading signs, and figuring out, how much a pack of gum and a fucking donut costs, all right? I don't need algebra 2 and trigonometry. I don't need that shit. So then you just go, fuck this, I'm not going to school, and you leave. And it's fucking great. It's great initially. And then there's that coming dread of like, well, now I'm going to go back tomorrow. I'm going to have twice as much fucking work than I did today. Why did I just do that? And that's what I felt like when I drove away from the mall. I felt just like when I used to drive, and when I was driving to school, my piece of shit car, and I would look at my high school, and I would be fighting my fucking hand, my whole arm, as it was trying to turn into the school. I would literally, I guess I would be fighting it to not just hold it straight and keep going. That's exactly how I felt at that mall. And I drove away. I drove away from that son of a bitch. All right? And here I am Monday, 2 days before Christmas, and what have I learned? If you don't fucking go into that fucking goddamn cesspool, you're not going to have any gifts. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, Bill, why don't you shop online? Why don't you shop online? Because I can't see it. I can't touch it. It's just a fucking picture. I'm not doing that. And how much shit on here is bullshit on the internet? My podcast is bullshit. All right? Does that even make sense? I don't know what it means. I'm not fucking going on virtual shopping. Like your goddamn kids. Sound like a fucking old man. So now, like the fucking asshole I am, I have to go to the mall today. December 23rd, when I should be sitting around with a nice sweater on, drinking some spiked eggnog, leaning up against the counter. I'm not getting choked up. Just smoked a cigar yesterday. Leaning up against the counter. All right? Yeah, I don't know. Fucking just leaning there. People coming over talking to me. Loud music in the background with the fire on. They're talking to me and I'm not listening, but I'm smiling and I'm nodding. One of those smiles where you don't show your teeth. You have the same smile as when a kid draws a smiley face on a stick figure. You just have that smile on your face and you just nod in your head. Yeah, you're talking and I'm listening and I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing. I don't give a shit what you're saying because I'm not fucking listening. Because I'm happy right now, because I'm drinking eggnog. I'm getting a little glow going. Little fucking glow going. I don't have to go to the mall. Everything's wrapped. It's under the tree. Go fuck yourself. I don't have any stand-up gigs. I ain't got shit to do until New Year's. You keep talking, and I'm going to keep sitting here with my little pinky stuck out as I drink out of these fancy little fucking teacups that has my spiked eggnog in it. That, my friends, is what I should be doing. But no. Not old Freckleface. Freckleface has to go back down to the fucking mall today, hoping that there's enough poor sons of bitches out there with such evil cunt bosses that they actually have to go to work on December 23rd. They got to show up at their cubicles, and maybe, with a little bit of luck, I can go down there between their half a fucking day, run in there and buy some shit that I then have to take home and wrap. You know, and if you're a political prisoner right now and you're listening to this, you know, as you scratch another day on the wall, trying to not lose your mind, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, you know, well, I would love to have some problems like that. You know? And you know what I say to you? I say to you, you know, walk a day in my fucking shoes. All right there? Stuck in a prison cell, haven't seen loved ones in 12 years. Okay? You know, if your prison cell's so bad, how the fuck did you get a fucking device to download this podcast so you had to listen to it? Why don't you explain that one? Political prisoner, did they give you a keyboard to write in some questions here to make me feel fucking bad? I just did that before somebody went, first world problems. You know what I hate more than anything? I hate fucking expressions. Not expressions like a stitch in time saves nine, which actually makes sense, which I can kind of equate to, you know, buy the present today so you don't have to fucking wait 9 hours in line on Monday. I just hate when, I don't know, like a boss shaking my head. I don't mind them. I hate how they're just continually used to the point that people are still expecting a laugh. It's like, how many fucking times have you heard that? How many times have you heard that come out of your own fucking mouth? Right? Oh, my God, I am in a fucking mood today. And you know why it is? It's because I have to go Christmas shopping. And also because I bought a new mixer, and I bought a more compact one that would be better for travel. And the guy goes, do you have all the wires that you need? I'm like, yeah, I got all that shit. I'm good. Thank you very much. And I come here, and there's just a little bit of a different setup. And I pressed every button. I plugged the wire in every place I could fucking plug it in, and I can't figure it out. All right? For you tech people out there, I have the Mackie 402 V as in Victor, L as in Lucy, Z as in Zebra 4, and I can't figure out how to fucking use it. So, whatever. I'm holding this up like a microphone. I'm starting to like this, to be honest with you. Anyways, for those of you who, you know, were out there shopping, doing what you should be doing, building snow forts and whatnot, I did a very special podcast this week with one of my favorite people, not only in this business, but also in the world, David Koechner from the hilarious new, saw it last night, Anchorman 2, The Legend of Ron Burgundy continues. I interviewed him this past, what was it, Friday, I think? Yeah, Friday. Uploaded it just in case you didn't check your Twitter account or wherever the fuck you find out that there's a new podcast. So I interviewed him. We talked about Anchorman and all this other stuff, hanging out, getting drunk together and singing holiday songs and all that. We just had a great time. And it was recorded. It was recorded live at the new All Things Comedy podcast studios. So with that, eventually, hopefully, I'm going to occasionally have a guest, and they'll just be bonus podcasts. All right? I'm not going to be reading any fucking advertisements and all that shit. It's just going to be, well, I say that now. Who knows? What if I throw out my funny bone and I can't do my stand-up anymore? Then maybe I'll have to do it. Well, as of right now, I plan to do it in a pure fashion. I'm not reading any shit about chocolate-covered fruit. I'm not reading any shit about fucking how to have your own goddamn lemonade stand in your bedroom. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to interview some people. So David Keckner is the first one. And Jay Moore is going to be my 72nd guest. Now, in between him, Keckner, and Jay Moore, I don't know what I'm going to have. But that's all I'm just giving you guys the heads up. Okay? There we go. So anyways, I don't have a lot to talk about this week for the simple fact that I'm off the fucking road. And other than the fact that I have to do my Christmas shopping, I am excited that the year's over. But I also have to keep the act tight. Got to go to the local clubs. Got to do my little song and dance. Because I have a big New Year's gig. New Year's gig. Yeah. New Year's Eve, everybody. If your fucking Botoxed ass is in the Los Angeles area, I am playing at the mighty Wiltern Theater. A theater that I drove by for years, and I told my lovely wife, Nia, I said, someday I'm going to play that fucking place. I'm going to sell it out, and afterwards we're going to get drunk, and I'm going to kiss you on the forehead. Now, God damn it, I have booked a gig there, but there's a few tickets left to make the dream come true. And you're like, well, Bill, wait a minute. Why do I just want to go and see you? Can you sweeten the pot a little bit? Is there anything else that you can add? It is a New Year's show. Is there something else that you can add to the pot to make me say, no, I'm not going to stay home and jerk off to internet porn with the silly hat on blowing that fucking trumpet? Okay? I'm going to come down to the Wiltern Theater. What else do you have for me? It's a buyer's market. Everybody's trying to get me out to go fucking twinkle toes around their goddamn fucking tiles. All right? Well, I'm going to be down there with the entire crew of knuckleheads that I go to the Rose Bowl with every year. They're all doing about 10 minutes in front of me. We have Rose Bowl tailgate legend, the Mean Joe Green, the Jack Lambert, the Mike Wagner of the fucking tailgate, Mr. Joe Bartnick. All right? With his new comedy CD, Salute, that we hyped right here on the podcast. He's going to be there. Joe, a.k.a. you need to lose 50 pounds before you talk to me, bitch. Bartnick will be there. We have Master Chef and heater extraordinaire. Jason Lawhead is going to be there. Jay Lawhead, fan of all Cleveland sports. You cannot talk to Jason Lawhead about sports. Anytime you complain about your team, he immediately just says, I have no sympathy for you. You won a championship in 1972. Because he's never seen any of his professional teams win a championship. Therefore, he doesn't want to hear it from you. And last but not least, we got Andrew Themelis down there. Andrew Themelis, who brings other spirits that will not be mentioned to the tailgate. He's also the one that has to sift through all your fucking emails every week to this podcast. And he has mentioned to me he wants to do it a little more efficiently. All right, so here's how we can do it. If you want to send in an email to this podcast, the Low Technology Monday Morning Podcast, this is where you send your emails to. All right? You send it to Bill. That's Bravo, Illness, Lupus. Bill. Bill at the mmpodcast.com. All right? And the MMP in MM Podcast are all capitalized. Bill at the mmpodcast.com. All right. And he's asking you nicely to just say, please make the subject be relevant to your email. All right? Just don't write like, hey, cunt face or whatever. I mean, you can do that, but if you're not writing about cunt faces, then, if you want your shit read, help us out here. Please make the subject be relevant to the email. He says, I read emails that are great, but they have shitty subjects and vice versa. Oh, so in other words, don't give a great subject to a shitty email. Number 2, please keep them less than 10,000 words. Some people write great stories, but they are too long for the podcast. In other words, I suck at reading out loud. And last but not least, I know a lot of people ordered some T-shirts and DVDs. We're doing a bang-up job. Andrew is getting everything out there. Unfortunately, this is a crazy time of year. Occasionally, merchandise has gotten lost. 99% of it has not. Gets lost or stolen in the mail. Who knows what the fuck they're doing out there. Out of the 2,000 plus orders that we've had like, what are we up to? I don't know how many. I think we've had maybe like 10 or 11 that had a problem out of 2,000. So, and know this, okay? If for some reason whatever you ordered doesn't get there in time for Christmas and anything, just let us know in a nice, gentlemanly, ladylike way. And I swear to God, I'll send you some extra shit. I'll autograph it or whatever, okay? There you go. Anyways, so on, back to the podcast here. Speaking of reading out loud, we only have 2 reads this week, so you guys don't have to worry about me annoying the shit out of you with my reading out loud, my lack thereof of reading out loud skills. So I'm doing New Year's Eve, and I was actually thinking the other day, I had a buddy of mine who was going out to go do a New Year's gig, or he's coming up there, and we were talking about how funny it is when they give out the noisemakers before the show starts, and just who is the fucking asshole who came up with those fucking trumpets, those things that just hit that note, just fucking thing. I think it was somebody who just hated New Year's or never got invited to a party. And he's like, all right, you're going to go out to a party? I'm just going to make this fucking horn that's going to annoy the shit out of everybody. Which reminds me to tell every comedian out there, whatever gig you do, make sure they don't hand out the fucking noisemakers before you go on stage, because there is no comeback to, all right, here we go. The advertising for this week. Man Great, everybody. This is the holiday season. Doobie-doobie-doo. Think the fucking Man Great. What is the Man Great, you ask? They are 100% made in America. Cast iron grilling grates that are revolutionizing the way people grill. Named one of 2012's best grilling accessories by Men's Health magazine. Man Greats are the perfect gift this holiday season. Click on the Man Great banner at BillBurr.com for their $19.99 holiday special. Remember, each Monday morning podcast order comes with a heavy-duty grilling brush. Again, that's the Man Great Grill Enhancement System. Order today at BillBurr.com. And lastly, but not leastly, Hulu Plus, everybody. You've probably tried Hulu.com. Now with Hulu Plus, you can watch your favorite shows anytime, anywhere. Hulu Plus lets you watch thousands of hit TV shows and a selection of acclaimed movies on your television or on the go with your smartphone or tablet. And it all streams in HD for the best viewing experience. With Hulu Plus, you can watch your favorite current TV shows like Saturday Night Live, Community, and Family Guy. You can also check out exclusive content, including Hulu originals like The Awesomes, starring SNL's Seth Meyers, who's got his own talk show coming out soon, and Moon Boy, starring Chris O'Dowd from Bridesmaids. Hulu Plus also offers a great selection of acclaimed films. For only $7.99 a month, you can stream as many TV shows and movies as you want, wherever you want. Right now, you can try Hulu Plus for free for 2 weeks when you go to huluplus.com/Bill. That's a special offer for my listeners. Make sure you use huluplus.com/Bill so you get the extended free trial and that they know that we sent you. Go to huluplus.com/Bill. Go to it right now or click on the Hulu Plus banner on the podcast page at BillBurr.com. Wow, those were 2 very nice reads, if I do say so myself. All right, what are we going to talk about this week? You know, I like I said, I don't have a lot to talk about, and I did watch some American football for the first time since, I guess, the last 3 weeks. I actually sat down and watched some. I had no idea that the Colts were in it. I thought the Colts were like beating every good team in the league and then shitting the bed against bad ones, and they were going to be about 8-8. Evidently, they're going to make the playoffs. I still like the Seattle Seahawks, despite the fact that they lost to the Arizona Cardinals. I still think it is theirs to lose. Anyways, I watched the Patriots-Ravens game yesterday, and I was embarrassed by that officiating. Jesus Christ, what the fuck did the Ravens do? That was like watching an NBA game. And sad to say, a lot of the calls, it's not even the ref's fault. Those are like the new rules. I think for our first touchdown, what happened was one of the Ravens' cornerbacks had the nerve to look our receiver in the eye as he escorted him down the field. And thanks to Jim Irsay, that is illegal now. Okay? After 5 yards, you cannot put your hands on the receiver, and in no way, shape, or form, after 7 yards, are you allowed to look at the receiver. You can't look him in the eye. You can't look him in his general vicinity. You're supposed to keep him in your peripheral vision without touching him. Okay? And if you sense that he is looking back at the ball, you then also have to look back at the ball, but not in the direction of the receiver's head. You have to turn your head the same way the receiver turned his head. You know what they should do at this point? They should just give like penalty flags to the wide receiver and just have, like, anytime the receiver gets touched, he can just reach in and fucking throw the flag, because that's what every fucking receiver does now. When the ball sails over his head, as they're falling to the ground, have you noticed the receivers are miming throwing a flag? They throw their fucking hand up. I don't know. It's annoying as hell. So I was actually surprised. I thought we were going to lose to the Ravens. But it's just, I don't like winning like that. Where like 20 calls all go in your face. I mean, I actually saw, what's his face, Harbaugh at one point. He was just like, what? And I agreed with him. I laughed. I felt bad for the guy, and I'm rooting against his fucking team. I don't know. This is just, it's all this fallout of, I think, the concussions, and I also think it's the fallout of when Peyton Manning and Jim Irsay had their fucking crybaby fest when they lost to the Patriots yet again, and they made the tape, and they went to the NFL, and the NFL was going, that's legal, that's legal. And then they bitched again. They bitched during the fucking Pro Bowl. They bitched at the Pro Bowl. They bitched during the week of the Super Bowl. They bitched right up to the fucking draft. And then Jim Irsay, who sits on the rules committee, spearheaded all these new fucking rules of coverage. And I don't know. It's not the game that I grew up with. I still love watching it. It was fucking great yesterday. I had a couple buddies over, got the fire going. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the Packers-Steelers with the snow on the ground. I was watching, what did I watch yesterday? I watched Patriots-Ravens, and then I watched some of the Eagles late-night game. And I guess they're playing real well. I don't know a lot of shit that's going on. I'm getting caught up in hockey. I watched a couple Bruins-Sabres games, 1-1. We lost one. And I don't know. It's funny. I saw what Sean Thornton did, against the Penguins. Penguins fans are fucking hilarious. I think they actually have a lot of guilt with some of the absolute animals that they've had on their team, because they're really trying to act like what Sean Thornton did and everything that Matt Cook did, like that's a wash, like penalties offset, like one disgusting, horrible piece of shit move by Thornton washes out Cook's entire 3-year terror run before he turned his game around, which I do give him credit for. Now he plays the game a lot, cleaner or whatever. I can really listen to it from anybody else other than Penguins fans. I mean, you guys have Ulf Samuelsson in your Ring of Honor. I really think you're making a statement when you do something like that, when you put a guy like that up there next to fucking Mario Lemieux. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I was actually talking to somebody about some of the most dirtiest players I've ever seen since I'd watched the game, all the way back to the Claude Lemieux, the Dale Hunters, and all those. In my top 10 list, like 2 of them are Pittsburgh Penguins. And I think to make that list, you have to have that reptilian sort of brain where you can end a guy's career and, like, in between periods, just sit there eating a sandwich and you're not nauseous at all. You just don't give a fuck. That scary fucking thing where people on the ice have their head on a swivel, like, where is he? Where is he? And there's a very special few that have just brought that vibe to it. But anyways, I'm psyched to get back into watching hockey and that type of stuff. And there has to be a happy median medium with this fuck. Yet another record. Peyton Manning, congratulations. He just threw for 51 fucking touchdowns. But does it even, I mean, and he's phenomenal. But you can't cover receivers anymore. So I think that they should just, since these new rules, almost like the steroid era, like you have to have a new wing as far as records go, because if you essentially couldn't cover a fucking receiver past 5 yards, all right, Dan Marino, all day long. I don't even want to fucking hear it. That guy he'd have 60 touchdowns, 70 touchdowns. He'd throw for 6,000 fucking yards. He played when you could still mug a receiver, and all these records, I don't know. These are all Dan Marino's records. It's bugging me that they made the game easier. Maybe it's harder another layer. I don't know. I'm just a grumpy old fucking man. So anyways, I don't have shit to talk about this week. And somehow I've managed to still talk for 25 minutes because I'm a goddamn windbag. And so I was doing my usual shit. I was going on the internet when I don't have shit to talk about. And I was trying to get caught up on some stories. I guess everybody from the Greenpeace 30 have been let go. And 2 of the Pussy Riot members go free in Russia. Russia, I swear to God, if you're hippies or you're singing in a band, they stick you in prison. Really old school. New prison amnesty seen by critics as an attempt to ward off criticism of human rights record ahead of the Winter Olympics. Oh, yeah, I guess they spent a ton of money on the Winter Olympics, like they bought a bunch of fake snow. Vladimir Putin, or whatever the fuck his name is, he bought a bunch of fake snow just in case there isn't snow in the posh area that they want to have the Olympics. So, you know what it is. You can put anonymous people in prison, and nobody really pays attention. But if they're a bunch of hippies attached to Greenpeace, everybody pays attention. And if they're in a band called Pussy Riot, people give a fuck. So 2 of the Pussy Rioters, that's the name of the band, just got out of jail. The 3rd member of the Russian punk band Pussy Riot, what did she do, 2.5 years? Released from custody following an amnesty law passed by Parliament. Nadezhda Tolokonnikova, let me at least try to do her last name. Tolokonnikova. Nadezhda Tolokonnikova left a prison colony in eastern Siberia. They put somebody in a fucking band, in a punk band in Siberia on Monday, hours after another band member, Maria, normal name, Alakina, I don't know how to say it, was released in another region. The amnesty that enabled their release is seen as the Kremlin's attempt to soothe criticism of Russia's human rights record ahead of the Winter Olympics in Sochi in February. I don't know if I'm saying any of this right. One of them was 25, the other was 24, were convicted of hooliganism for performing a crude punk prayer in a cathedral against Putin's ties to the Russian Orthodox Church. The 2 women have been due for release in March. How much time did they do? I don't fucking know. Was that even remotely exciting? Well, if you thought that was boring, here's another one. Here's another Russian guy. Kalishnikov. What the fuck is with the 12 consonants in a row? Kalashnikov. I'm good with the Kalash. Oh, there it is. Kalishnikov. Assault rifle. Designer dead at 94. And you're probably like, Bill, why do I give a fuck about this guy? Who is this guy? All the rednecks know him. This guy was the inventor of the AK-47. The assault rifle. Designer of the AK-47 assault rifle that killed more people than any other firearm has died. The designer of the assault rifle that killed more people than any other, he died at 94. He was in his 20s when he created the AK-47. Well, there's a go-getter. Just after World War II. He died in his home city of, well, you know something that I don't feel bad for him. After what the fucking Germans did coming into their goddamn country, here's a real patriotic guy. He said, well, we got to be able to mow down these krauts next time they come over the border. And he made the AK-47. So my hat's off to him. And last but not least, this is what's going on in the world, according to my fucking skimming Thousands rally against racism in Sweden. I was just there. I didn't realize that they had neo-Nazis in Sweden. Oh, that's disgusting. Thousands of Swedes demonstrating against racism and Nazism have gathered in a Stockholm suburb a week after a smaller rally in the same district was attacked by neo-Nazis. What kind of a jerk-off joins a fucking neo-Nazi group? What is it about Hitler that you're looking at going, oh yeah, there's the guy that makes sense? I don't know. What is it? They have nothing else going on in their life other than the fact that they're white? You're white. You're a white male heterosexual. How much further down the track do you need to start the race and you still lose? So then you got to blame somebody else who starts 9 miles in the other fucking direction and they catch up with you? Oh, you whiny cunts. Okay, so crowds marched on... Evidently they had an anti-racism march and these neo-Nazis attacked it. You know? Is there ever an uglier look on somebody's face when they're pro-racism, when they're attacking somebody? It's the fucking most hateful look. Look at that son of a bitch. So crowds marched on Sunday towards a spot in Kartorp, in the south of the capital, where music performances and speeches were held. Organizers of the event said 16,000 people attended the rally. Well, thank God for those 16,000. About 100 uniformed police were deployed at the event. Police spokesman said, that's good, one person for every 1,600 people. What could go wrong? Is that right? Or 160? Oh, Jesus, Bill, don't be doing math in your head. I've been to many demonstrations in my life, and this is one of the biggest. That's great. That's great, said some fucking person that I can't pronounce their name. It shows how many we are fighting for the equal value of all human rights, and that we are many in comparison to the extremists. I think many people are worried about the rise of the far right in Europe and want to show that in Sweden we are taking another route. How about you're taking a new route? Didn't you let the Nazis use your train systems to go into fucking Norway? Ah, Jesus. It's just always going to be around. It's just always going to be around, and I guess, how do you think you combat that shit? Do you have to fight it with violence? How else do you do it? These guys, I don't understand them. Are you not eating every day? Do you not have a roof over your head? What is the fucking problem? That's depressing. All right, why did I read that? That just put me in a bad fucking mood. Is there anything worse than fucking neo-Nazis? The sons of neo-Nazis. Anyways, let's read some shit here. Christmas shopping. I talked about my new mixer. I talked about Penguins fans. I talked about NFL football. I don't know what else to tell you. You know what it is this week, people? I just have unbelievable anxiety that I have to go out and shop. And you know what's funny? When I actually went out browsing the other day, I actually saw a bunch of shit from me. And if that isn't the ultimate sign of what a selfish cunt you are, I can't find anything for anybody. Oh, I would like that. I would enjoy that. All right, Anchorman 2, Bill Broadcaster. Saw Anchorman 2. It was brilliant. The whole cast is great. Yeah, I just saw it. I fucking loved it. I went with Lawhead and Nia last night. We all had a great time. They said the whole cast is great, but there is a level of trust when it comes to Will Ferrell. He always makes the right decisions. Love listening to you talk to David Koechner. You definitely have to have Jay Moore on at some time. The running joke with Jay Moore is he gave me shit for not. I was on his podcast, and I haven't had him back on my podcast. All right, and there is a method to my madness. I don't think you should go on somebody's podcast and then fucking 2 weeks later, you just talk to him for a goddamn hour about comedy and every other thing under the sun. You got to let some time go by. You know, you got to let it marinate. You got to let it heat up. You got to let some water go under the bridge before you have him back. Plus, I never have guests on this podcast. I just don't. But now we have a studio, so I will do it. So, David Koechner was first. Jay Moore is 72nd. So I got to have another fucking, 70 guests? Anyways, he said, you definitely have to have Jay Moore on sometime, but don't let the whole guest thing get out of control. You're the master of the monologue. Go fuck yourself. In other words, keep doing what you're doing. All right. Need an NFL team. Hey, William. I've really gotten into the NFL this season, but still don't have a team I really follow. Being Irish with no allegiance to any state, I have the choice of any team in the league, so it can either be a glory-hunting fuck and go with the Seahawks. See, even this guy in Ireland knows that the Seahawks are the favorite, or the Broncos, or being a long-suffering cunt to go with the Raiders or the Jets. Any thoughts yourself? I would definitely not be a Jets fan, because there's a one sip of glory in their entire victory chest there. But the Raiders, they've won 3 Super Bowls. They do have a great logo, although their fan base has kind of made a left turn with the dressing up and all that type of shit. The same way we kind of have the Sweet Caroline stuff. I try and block that out. I like the Raiders. The Raiders also, if you're going to listen to them on the radio, I think have one of the best announcers in all of sports. I don't know. Just pick a team and have a good fucking time. I don't give a shit who you pile on with. I mean, I wouldn't pick a team that sucks if I was trying to get into the sport. You know what I would do? I would pick a team that's just underneath the favorites. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the Premier League, who the fuck I would pick. I don't know who I would pick. But I definitely wouldn't pick like a Man United. I would more go Man City, I guess. I don't fucking know. I'm in over my goddamn head. But I would definitely say do not pick the Jets. Okay? You don't want to pick the Jets. All right? I am a 45-year-old man. The Jets have not won a Super Bowl since I was 1 year old. Walking around with my big, pasty, hairless head, pissing and shitting myself. Okay? So that's that option. The Raiders have not won a title since my voice just started cracking as I was hitting puberty. Like, do you think they're going to beat the Redskins? That's the last time that they won. Ronald Reagan was in his first term as president. All right? I'm just letting you know what you're signing up for. Let's go around the league a little bit. The Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins have not won a Super Bowl since I got a cowboy outfit. I got a hat, and I got some guns, some cap guns for my birthday. And then the big kids, as I was standing there, came walking by, took both guns out of my holster, and just smashed them on the fucking driveway and continued walking away, walking up the street. They just came walking up the street. They saw me standing there, dressed like Billy the Kid, and they're like, that's not Billy the Kid. That's not even Billy the Teen. That is Billy the Toddler. And they walked up to me. They took my guns out of my holster, and they smashed them on the ground, laughed, and continued walking. I picked them up. I walked into the house, and I handed them to my mother, and she said, who did this? And I said, big kids. And then she made me a sandwich. All right. Peanut butter and jelly, and she left the crusts on because she didn't raise any fucking finicky pussies when it came to food. All right? I made you the sandwich. Sit down and eat it. You remember that when you were a kid? You were going to sit there until you finished that. Was that a dying thing? Is that considered abuse now? And you just sit there, your fucking legs falling asleep? And it was her way to just keep you stationary where she went around and cleaned the fucking house? So then what did you end up doing? You ended up taking most of the food and you fucking threw it behind the stereo. That was that giant wooden thing that they had it on. You just threw it back there. Did you finish it? Yes, I did. I ate it all. And then that was it. But you were too stupid to wait till she walked away or went to the store and just grabbed the sandwich and throw it away. You just left it there till all the ants came, and then she figured it out. And then you got sent to bed anyways. Possibly beaten with the fraternity paddle that your dad kept. All right. I'm going to have to go. You know what? I'm going to NFL.com. I'm going to go buy all the fucking teams right now. I'll give you a little, this for the holidays. I'll give you a little childhood story. During the holiday season, Scooby-Dooby-Doo and Silvery Bells get on the fucking sleigh and we'll go to Grandma's senile house. I went to the NHL.com. Sorry, force of habit. NFL.com. Here we go. Loading, loading, loading. Get those teams a-going. All right, the Buffalo Bills have never won a championship, so there's no story for you. That's one team. All right. The Baltimore Ravens have not won a Super Bowl since January. I don't have any childhood stories because I was an adult. So that's a man's team right there. The Cincinnati Bengals have never won a Super Bowl. No story for you. So far, the Buffalo Bills and the fucking Cincinnati Bengals, 0 titles. And you want to add to that, no fucking childhood story? The Cleveland Browns. You take all 3 of them, you stick them in a burlap sack like a bunch of kittens you can't raise, you throw them over the bridge in the fucking river. The Pittsburgh Steelers have not won a fucking title since, 2009? That's a good team to jump on. They get a head coach and they fucking stick with them. The Houston Texans, expansion franchise. Wait a minute before you throw those kittens over the bridge. We got another one to stick in the burlap sack. The Indianapolis Colts used to be the Baltimore Colts. They have not won a Super Bowl since I had just stopped pissing myself. I had just learned how to sit on that little plastic toilet. You know? Urinate or defecate. Stand up excitedly, scream at my mother, and point at it. I took a fucking shit. Right? The Jaguars never won one. The Titans, a.k.a. the Houston Oilers, never won one. Jesus, there's a lot of teams that haven't won a Super Bowl. The Denver Broncos have not won a Super Bowl since I didn't realize I was going to go bald. And or start balding. I still have some left. In the late 90s. They have not won a Super Bowl till somebody said for the first time, hey, have you heard of this guy, Eminem? By the way, have you guys heard his new album yet? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. How fucking inspiring is that if you're in any sort of entertainment? The Kansas City Chiefs have not won a Super Bowl since 1970. 1970, since Nixon was not exposed as a fucking liar. The Raiders already did. The Chargers have never won one. They won a fucking AFL title. The Dallas Cowboys have not won one since people were winning Z Cavaricci fucking pants. Oh, no, they won one in like 95. Right as grunge was dying. And for some reason, people thought that those guys who sang Glycerine was a good band. The Giants have not won one since they broke my fucking heart for the second time. Am I really going to go through the whole league? I think I am. The Philadelphia Eagles have never won a Super Bowl. Throw them in that burlap fucking sack with the kittens. The Redskins have not won a Super Bowl since Z Cavaricci pants. The Chicago Bears have not won a Super Bowl since 1985. What was going on then? Since Cyndi Lauper was actually relevant. The Detroit Lions have not even won a fucking championship. I think black people weren't even allowed to play in the NFL. Maybe they were. Since 1955 with Bobby Lane. Green Bay Packers is a good team to jump onto. The Minnesota Vikings is an adult cat that acts like a kitten. Loser of 4 Super Bowls. Stick them in that burlap sack. The fucking Atlanta Falcons. Why do you have a team? I don't give a fuck that you change your uniforms to black. Nobody gives a shit. You get in the burlap sack. The Panthers, you're an expansion franchise. You get in, but you're on the top of the sack. We'll give you a chance to crawl out. The Saints won one in 2010, I think. The Buccaneers won one in like 2002. The Cardinals have never won one. Get in that burlap sack. Shut your face. Get in the sack. The Rams haven't won one since 99. The San Francisco 49ers, great franchise. That's a great team to follow, the 49ers. The Seattle Seahawks, despite how loud they scream on purpose, have never won a fucking Super Bowl. They can also get into the fucking burlap sack, but they're also at the top of it because I think that they might fly out and win one this year. So there's your league. Those are your teams. I hope it made sense. All right, back to the fucking questions here. New Christmas tradition. Dear Billy Stovetop Pipe. How about instead of mistletoe, which encourages, look at this kind of guy, this guy writes this. How about instead of mistletoe, which encourage you to another person while standing under it, which encourage you to kiss another person while standing under it, there is a new berry and a shrub combination that suggests you go fuck yourself. What berry shrub combo would you suggest is appropriate? Thanks, and have a holly jolly go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ, dude, I actually like Christmas. I think you would say have a fucking combination like berry and shrub. That means that someone, some female has to drop and blow you. Or a fella, if you're into that. You know? Or if you're a lesbian, maybe you just put the shrub up there. You just have a bush hanging from the ceiling. Equal opportunity, however you want to do it. But I figure if you got the berries on the side, the shrub, well, you just sort of cut it in like a dick sort of shape. And then there's your unit. I don't know what to do with that. Yeah, lesbian, you just have like a shrub. Why don't you like the mistletoe, sir? It is kind of fucking perverted, right? Some creepy guy hanging out around it. Nia keeps telling me to hang up the mistletoe. It's like, why don't you just come over and give me a kiss? I mean, I'm glad to do it. No, it's a tradition. Fuck, I gotta go out to the mall. Let's see what I'm doing. Just go out to the mall. I'm just gonna buy shit. I'm just gonna see shit. I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna buy it. And then I'm just gonna have like, do you like it? That's just what I'm gonna do. All right? Then I'm gonna get some fucking eggnog. And I can only drink one glass of it, but they don't sell just a glass. You gotta buy the whole quart of it. And I'm gonna get some bourbon. I'm gonna stick it in there. And I'm gonna get fucking drunk. That's what I'm gonna do. Leaning against the mantle with the fire going. Fuck. I gotta wrap this podcast up because I have to go shopping. Shopping. Can you believe that? How do you guys do it? How do you do the internet thing? Where do you go for next year? Can you help out other older fellas like myself that don't understand the internet unless you're talking about porn or trying to find out who won the game? Could you do that for me? I did order a couple of things off the internet, but I don't fucking know. I'll go to Mitchell and Ness and buy myself a jersey like I'm some Make-A-Wish kid. But other than that, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. All right, here we go. Another creepy email. Yet another creepy email. Interested in younger girl of legal age. Okay. Dear Billy Blue Balls. In your last podcast, and many others, you talked about what you think is an acceptable age gap between people in a relationship. Oh, by the way, that, divide by 2 and add 7, that guy was taking credit for. I like to do this. You fucking hack. The French came up with that. Those stinky, smelly sons of bitches came up with that one. Actually, the younger French people don't smell. It's the older ones that have just not given in to, good Lord, those smelly menage a trois. Is that you or me? I currently have a moral dilemma that relates to the topic in which, as a 20-year-old, I'm thinking about pursuing a relationship with a girl who's 16. Dude, where in the fucking world is she legal? She asked me out recently, and I'm toiling with the decision as to whether or not I should take her up on her offer. I'd like to know what your thoughts are about this. Before you jump to conclusion and start hating my guts, let me give you a little backstory. Where I live, the age of consent is 16. So this is 100% legal. You know what? I would do a search to try to figure out where that is because you conveniently didn't tell you. But if I did, I'd end up on some list because I would be searching where is 16 legal to fuck somebody. If you go with the French, divide your age in half, that's 10. You add 7, 17. You're coming in under the fucking wire. I'm a very young-looking 20-year-old. So what, Ralph Macchio ought to be able to fuck a 16-year-old? What the fuck kind of... Oh, my... When did this become the To Catch a Predator podcast? I'm a very young-looking 20-year-old and can easily pass off as a high school student, you fucking creep. If you didn't look at my ID, you'd think me and this girl are the same age. She's highly intelligent and very mature. What is mature in your world? There aren't just pictures in her book? I know pedophiles like to use this phrase a lot to justify their actions, but I can have better conversations with this girl than most girls my age and older. Wait a minute, this is a lady! I just turned 20, and for much of the time, we are only 3 years apart. Okay, wait a minute. Now, you're going to expose me for being a sexist individual here. All right, so you're both women. I need, oh shit, Nia's still sleeping. I need a fucking female's advice here. You know? Because the way you're set up physically, this is how dumb I am. Okay? And don't judge me here. Help me. Because of the way you're set up physically, for some reason it doesn't seem as bad. You know? That you can, you're not going to fuck them. You know? You're just going to kiss them and pet them and lap at them. This is so fucking creepy. Oh, wait, there's more excuses here. I'm sorry. I just turned 20, and for much of the time, we're only 3 years apart. She's probably much more experienced sexually than me, as she had previously been in a serious relationship for quite some time. Jesus Christ, when did this girl start fucking? And I've never had a relationship that lasted more than a month or two. Never in my entire life, including grade school, have I ever had a relationship or gone on a date with someone younger than me. This is an entirely new territory, and I guess you can see why I'd be apprehensive. You keep painting yourself as the victim. I really like this girl, and she must like me, but I don't know what my next step should be. There's no one I can really talk to about this without them jumping to conclusions, so any advice you can give me would be helpful. Thanks, Bill, and go fuck yourself. P.S. Please come to Saskatchewan. Okay, there we go. Sometime during your travels. You got fans up here, and we're aching for some high-quality stand-up. All right. Well, what's weird about this email is where I live, 16 is not the age of consent. All right? So this is creeping me out. Now, let me make sure you are a female. I didn't read that wrong. She's highly intelligent. I know pedophiles like this phrase, but I can only have better conversations. Where did I think that she was a woman? I'm a very young-looking 20-year-old and can easily pass off as a high school student. If you didn't look at my ID, you'd think me and this girl are the same age. Where did I think that this was a woman? Am I out of my fucking mind? Ah, Jesus Christ. Now I don't know what the fuck to think. Look, if you're a guy and you're going to make this fucking move, I can't get out of the fact that it's fucking illegal in my world. And I use the French thing, cut in half plus 7. Whatever you are, man, woman, hermaphrodite, just be like, look, talk to me in 11 months. All right, when you turn 17. And I guess that's legal up, even more legal, and I don't know. I don't fucking know. You know, go make a snowman with them. I don't want to read these anymore. All right? I don't want to be like giving people, exactly, you know, there's a 8-year-old down the street, and I'm a young 14-year-old, and I was, you know, I don't like doing the stuff people my age do. I still like playing with Matchbox cars. Fucking creepy. All right? Cut it out. Accidentally racist story. Accidentally racist. Yeah. Hey, Bill. Love the podcast, and I enjoy your work. Well, thank you very much, person. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. All I know is that they're just going to be talking about being racist and not trying to have sex with somebody who's potentially or not underage. The guy that wrote in last week about the accidental racist thing was probably full of shit. He said, I read that same subject and that exact same story on Reddit over 4 months ago. No way. If it is the exact same guy that started the Reddit thread, then cool. If not, then fuck him. Oh, anyways, have you ever dealt with someone stealing your material on stage? Thanks. Yeah. Yes, I have. I've had that happen. Not that much, maybe like a half dozen times. And I just walk up to the person, and I just say, hey, that's my stuff, and I've seen you see me do it. And then they never make eye contact. Oh, you're going to make a big deal out of this? Yes, I am. And then they stop. But I think people who aren't in this business, they steal shit all the time. You know, if you look at like, I don't know, regular people can be hacky just because there's nobody's judging their work. So there's a freedom to what they do. But passing off, Louis C.K. did a great bit about that. Did anybody ever tell you a really funny story? And then like 2 weeks later, you're telling the story like it happened to you. And then you get halfway through the story and you realize that you're telling the story back to the guy who told it to you originally. Yeah, I mean, I guess people do shit like that. I don't fucking know. Wow, that's disappointing. That's like twice. That guy stole from the... You know, I got this little theory that I like to do. I remember one time I worked with a comedian, and he said, you know, I have this saying that I like to say, and it's free your mind and your ass will follow. And it was like either a Parliament or Funkadelic. George Clinton or something came up, and this guy actually was selling this on bumper stickers. I have a saying that, you know, two in the hand is worth, you know, one in the hand is worth two in the bush. And I put it on this T-shirt, and I'd like to sell it. All right. Dear Mr. Cuntyface, dear McCuntface, sorry. The new secretary in my office is a black woman and baked cookies for the office. I sarcastically said, I hope you slaved over these all night. She stared at me, and I saw pure evil in her eyes. The question now is, do I eat one, or is it unspoken that they're now off limits for me? I don't, well, yeah, you made a joke, and it wasn't funny. I sarcastically said, I hope you slaved over these all night. Oh, slaved over these all night. He has like 3 L's. Jesus Christ, dude. I think your question, you should buy a joke book, is what you should do. Maybe watch some stand-up and learn how to deliver them. The only way could ever be funny is if you knew that person really well, and that was the relationship you guys had. Like, you joked around about shit like that. But to say that in front of all the people at the office, I don't know what to tell you. But you're a selfish cunt, and you don't give a shit. You don't give a fuck about people, because all you care about now is, can I eat one of the cookies, or can I not? You know, and you're probably going to be a terrible father and have awful, unexamined children. That's what I get out of all of that. Yeah, you're one of those people that kind of likes hurting people. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm judging you in the paragraph, but like the person that I'm picturing, I don't fucking know. Anyways, number 3. Hey there, Billy Goat's Gruff. Oh, this is all the accidental racist shit here. That wasn't accidentally racist. That was on purpose racist. Because I think if it was funny, it would have been funny. And you don't give a shit on any level that you might have hurt that person's feelings. All you want is to know is if you can have the cookies. Yeah, so you're a cunt. Was nothing accidental about it. Number 3, Billy Goat Gruff. My white friend used to go to Temple University in Philly years back. As you probably know, it's a highly populated black area. Now, how the fuck would I know that? I guess because I've done shows in Philly. I don't know which areas or what. Anyways, he was at a house party with this chick and most likely a wee bit tipsy. They were heading out to leave when his gal realized she forgot her black handbag in the other room. Uh-oh. My friend told her to sit tight and he'll go get it. He stormed back into the room and yelled out, "Hey, is there a black person here?" The room fell silent as he found himself staring at an entire room filled with black people. When he realized what he said, he quickly snatched the purse sitting on the couch and held it up. And he said, no, a purse. It's a black purse. Yeah, I don't understand. How did he offend people? He said everybody figured out what he meant, and they all laughed. He slinked out and told all his white friends. Did you get it, Bill? Is there a black person here? Oh, what, like pussy? Person. Is there a black person here? Oh, person. Is there a black person here? That's hilarious. I didn't get it. Hugs and kisses. That's fucking hilarious. You know what I love is that you realized I'm too stupid that if I'm reading out loud, trying not to fuck that, I wouldn't be able to fucking... Now, you know what? That seems too fucking convenient. Is that an old fucking story? Did you steal that one too? Hey, is there a black person here? Jesus. Jesus Christ, people. Do you not have enough funny stories in your life? You got to start making them up. Number 4, a group of people from work, including myself. This is all accidentally racist. A group of 4 people from work, including myself, were sitting at the front of the light rail, parentheses, above ground version of the subway in North Carolina, and drinking all day at a pub crawl. A group of black people came up to sit behind us, and our drunk, ditzy, blonde coworker says, "Welcome to the front of the bus." I gotta tell you something, that's actually fucking funny. I think that's funny. She didn't mean it in a bad way. You guys were just partying and she just said, "Welcome to the front of the bus." I gotta tell you, that is fucking hilarious. That one is fucking hilarious. Oh my God. All right, one of them was funny. I like it. There we go. And what do we got here? Oh, an hour and 1. The podcast is fucking over. We got the wrap up here. Now that the show is over, don't forget to sign up for your free trial of Hulu Plus. Once again, Hulu Plus lets you binge on thousands of hit shows anytime, anywhere, on your TV, PC, smartphone, or tablet. Support this podcast and get an extended free trial on Hulu Plus when you go to the podcast page at BillBurr.com and click the Hulu Plus banner, or go to huluplus.com/Bill. That's huluplus.com/Bill. Sorry, I was looking at the clock to see if I had enough time to tell you this quick story. I have a pet peeve. As I was walking through the mall the other day, and I was hating my life, this other mall that I ended up going to that was more like, it wasn't a mall, it was like this strip of stores on a street, so you weren't stuck there. And there was this Christmas tree, and I have a new pet. Oh, Cleo! You got fleas? Oh, baby, I like my dog. Oh, baby, I like my dog. What's up, buddy? Huh? What's up? I actually got this dog to like one of my friends. I got a new thing that I do. I just take her for a walk with all my friends, with one of my friends. And after 3 walks, 3 hours, she starts to accept them, and then I have her give her some water. And then I have little treats. And then she starts looking at them like they're a food source. You do that for another 5 hikes, and then you gradually taper off with the food, you know. And it's more just sort of petting the dog, and then I gradually let the person with my dog in the front yard, we hang there for a couple of hikes, right? At the end of a couple of hikes, it's like a 15-day process. You know, I'm sorry somebody beat you, and you don't trust anybody, Cleo. But we're going to turn this apple cart around, aren't we? So now I'm trying to have Mr. J. Lawhead become friends. We'll work on it, right? Okay. Fucking love this dog. Anyways, so people are sitting there, and they're taking pictures in front of this Christmas tree. This is such a dumb thing to be annoyed with, but I hate people who take pictures with their fucking iPad. You know, it just looks stupid, like you're sitting there holding a food tray up in front of your face. I really wish somebody would just step in and give you a hook, like a fucking left hook, right around your tablet, right to your face, and knock your goddamn dentures right out of your mouth or your partial something. It's just annoying. That big, stupid fucking thing. Why are you walking around with that thing? You know, you don't have a cell phone. What are you doing with the thing? I just want to fucking break it over my goddamn knee. Sorry. Hey, maybe that's a new segment. We can get away from the fucking, semi-pedophile questions. What is it? What is something that just annoys you and you know it's stupid and it shouldn't fucking annoy you? There's me. I'm throwing my hat in the ring. People who take pictures with their fucking iPad or tablet, I don't like it. It bothers me. It shouldn't bother me. People are free to do it, and I don't fucking like it. All right? There you go. Hey, everybody. Merry Christmas. Just hear those sleigh bells ring-a-ling, ting, ting, ting-a-ling, too. Merry Christmas to a Christian, a Muslim, or a Jew. I don't care. I don't care if it's offensive to you. It's my holiday. I like saying Merry Christmas to you. I'll take some rouge and put it on your fucking cheeks to make it seem like you're happy too. Stop being a fucking cunt and get over by the Christmas tree. Stop being a fucking cunt and get over by the Christmas tree. I will buy you a gift. No. Sorry. That's the podcast for this week. Thank you, everybody who came out to my shows this year. This was the greatest fucking year I've ever had as a goddamn comedian. Got to play all these wonderful venues. And I'm going to, next year, I'm going to do another special. Oh, boy. Probably in the April, May time of year. I'm going to tape it, record it, fucking put it out there, and then I'll work on my next hour. And I'll do another fucking tour. And I'll go to even more fucking cities. Because I don't know what else to do with myself. That's it. Go fuck yourselves. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. And I'll see you out at the malls.